sunset we're looking at. We're here at the usual spot. Hello to Dale, Kenny. We got April in here. 2 likes on the stream already. Got a few people waiting. Thank you guys so much for being here already. That was very quick. If you're new to the stream, actually I'll wait a couple minutes for people to join before I explain what's going on here.
Vista, residential fire alarm, truck 126, at 1528 Mountain Vista Drive.
Showtime indeed, Kenny. I am not a cop, and I think you know that. It's a little bit lighter out every time we start at 8 p.m. Pretty soon it'll be pretty sunny when we start. When's the solstice? It's like a month and a half away. 13 viewers, awesome. Thanks, guys. So if you are new to the stream, what we're going to be doing here is hanging out, monitoring the scanners, going to any potential calls. It is Friday night. And right now we're in San Marcos, where you can see the 78, the traffic flowing on the 78 freeway right in front of you. We're near the Las Posas Road exit. Hello, Judy. Good to see you. Hi from San Carlos. Is that in the Los Angeles area? Hello, Evergreen. Good to see you. Yes, indeed, Dale. Hit that like button. Thank you for the reminder. This week we had... Vista was a big news place this week, and even this morning I was in Vista shooting that scene of the latest report of an explosion in Vista. There has been a series of explosions, and covered... The first time I went to one of those explosions was just early this morning around midnight. Happened around 11:11 p.m. And apparently that blast was forceful enough to shake some windows in the area. So it's not known who's doing this, but we'll definitely keep an eye on stuff to see if that happens again tonight. Hopefully it does not. There was a fire in the San Diego River by Texas Street. A brush fire? Hello, Pat. How are you? Paula. We got a Paula viewer. Hello, Michael. Hello from National City. Hi to you, Cody. Thanks for joining. Happy Friday. What's everybody doing this weekend? I'd love to hear what you guys have planned. Nani's in the house. Hello. Happy Friday to you as well. At K1 speed, but still tuning in. Wow, you are dedicated. Thank you very much. I've been to K1 speed a few times. It's really fun. It's a little pricey, though. At least how I remember it. That was like years ago. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Another familiar face. Thank you for joining. It was at 12 p.m., 1 p.m. I did not hear about that one. K1 Speed is a go-kart place, so you can, they have like a track, and you race with your friends, or if you went alone, you race with complete strangers. But it's really fun, and they go pretty fast. Hello, Jonathan. Yes, thank you all for joining the stream. I appreciate it. Yeah, it is indoor, K1 Speed. I did one of my birthdays there. I think it was my 13th birthday at the one in Carlsbad. And they have like a little podium for birthday parties for like the top 3 placements in the race. So it's really fun. Hello, Beatrice. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. $13 was not last year, but I appreciate the compliment. I'll take that as a compliment. 13 was about 9 years ago. Thank you, Nani. I appreciate you posting it in the 619 community page. We'll check CHP, make sure they're not working anything.
Station C46, 1214 to cover 1172 459 Audible, 2774 Gateway Road at Access Financial, covers lobby door.
There was a rescue traffic collision response on the 78 just west of this location. Like an hour ago, 6:14, so like 2 hours ago. There was a dog involved. Sheriff took custody of the dog. Sounds like the driver and passenger, which I'm assuming are the owners, were transported. So that's all the action tonight so far that I know of. I just fired up the scanners, so it's always possible I could miss something, but
Convoy responding with 8.
yeah, North County is pretty quiet right now. Hello to you, Hayden. Thanks for joining. I always see you in my my comments on my videos. Thank you so much for those.
44 Paul, 43 Paul, cover 490 in custody at Macy's South. Contact loss prevention. He's cooperative. He did say that he might have fentanyl in his possession, but they haven't patted him down. We have Macy's Men's.
Don't say the Q word. What's the Q word? Quiet? Did I just say it again? Oh no. I'm gonna lose subscribers. My lips are sealed for that word.
Where you put my deal? Go ahead. 3901048 to DeMarco. Okay. For Paul 97, standing by. Paul, can you show me 97 and 42? 41 Paul, 42.
I was thinking of potentially driving over to Vista in the area of where those explosions have been happening. But the times are very sporadic. The first three, which I hear there's been potentially more, but the first three that were mentioned in the press release by the Sheriff's Department it was 11:30, and then in the 1 o'clock hour and the 2 o'clock hour. And then the one I covered last night happened in the 11 o'clock hour at night. So I was like, that's pretty random. Did they ever figure out what was happening with that? Not that I know of. They increased the reward. So Crime Stoppers, I believe it was, had $1,000 for any information leading to an arrest and conviction. And then the ATF added $4,000 as well. So now it's a grand total of $5,000 for that reward. So hopefully that's motivating some people to keep an eye out for whoever's doing this. Although nobody's been injured, or anything like that. It's certainly dangerous. Like, I would hate to hear of like a curious child or something going up to this homemade device and having it blow up. Like, that just is terrifying, obviously. So definitely something that they want to find out who's responsible for. I have a few questions for you. Is it okay if I private message you on Facebook later on? Totally, yeah. Go ahead and slide into those messages. I think we need a regular stream launch routine. I say play Macarena in your headphones and do the dance in front of the car on camera. Can't play commercial music here, so just silent dance. Oh, that's a stretch, Dale. I'm not much of a dancer. What should we make our stream launch routine? Maybe I could have like a saying or something. Yeah, Michael, the ATF was involved. I actually was at the scene with one of their dogs for the first time ever this morning. I don't think I've ever interacted with anybody from the ATF. But the deputy at the scene was really nice this morning. He gave me essentially all the details that I was able to use for my posts. So that was very helpful. Hi, Liz. Happy Friday. Oh, we can put our heads together and figure it out and give you the reward money. Oh, we would all split it if we work together, Beatrice. That would be potentially another reason to just go over there and stage instead of here. Because, I don't know, if we happen to see a vehicle or the person walking and then like 5 minutes later there's a reported blast, like I could go back through the stream. No sound? I should have sound. Hello, LAOC TV. Good to see you. Have a great night to you as well. I watch Night Watch on A&E, and they say when you say the Q word, crazy stuff starts happening. I'm not a personal believer in jinxing and stuff like that, but for the sake of those people that do believe in it, I will abstain from using that word. So did they ever confirm the explosions actually happened or found evidence? For 3 of them, they did. The ones that happened on, I think it was May 4th. I know the press release came out on May 4th. Last night, I don't think they found any evidence, but it was in that same area. And it's such a loud blast based on what these residents are saying, that it's hard to pinpoint exactly where it happened. The first 3 were happening in open areas, they said, and parking lots. So it doesn't appear that, I don't know if there's other factors to this conclusion, but it doesn't appear there's any intended target or motivation. It's just somebody that's going out and maybe testing these for, you just wonder what this person is thinking when they're doing this. If it's just kind of like a prank, which it's not funny, but you wonder if they're testing out something for something bigger later on, which is scary. But that's my main thing I'm keeping an eye on right now. Obviously, there's always new stories coming out, so. But this is the first time I've heard of something like this happening. I've heard a couple people use the word bomb. I don't know if I'd technically say they're bombs. I'm obviously no expert, but that sounds a little like exaggerated to me, at least. I've been using explosions, blasts. You act a word out and everyone in the live stream tries to guess.
Rancho Santa Fe, ALS response.
Charades. That's an interesting idea. I'll say that. Yeah, Beatrice, you're on it. Thumbs up if you think I should go to Vista and stage over there instead. Over Rainbow. Hello to you. How are you doing? I agree, Hayden. Hopefully it is just some kids messing around. And even if they don't have like malicious intent, it's something that could still definitely hurt somebody. Kenny, the 3 they mentioned in the press release, first one was the 900 block of East Vista Way, and then the second 2 were on East Drive. So it was the 100 block and the 400 block of East Drive, which is kind of a weird street name, but that's just how we work around here. Someone said wrapped a bandana with body spray on it and then they light it on fire. I think I saw that comment, Liz, on my Instagram, and it sounded like the person was actually mentioning something that he used to do in his childhood or something. I specifically remember somebody talking about that. I don't think they were referencing these incidents in Vista. Yeah, Jonathan, explosive device is a good way to describe it. Thank you, LA, for the tip. I appreciate it. Got a lot of recurring viewers in the house, so thank you guys for that. It sounds like everyone wants me to go to Vista, so I will head there right now. This is one of those things that I don't need directions because I am a local. Vista sounds like a plan. Yeah, let's do it. Hello, Sand Crab. How are you? I didn't even notice that UPS truck come in. When did that happen? Okay. I'm gonna zoom out the stream just a little. I always crop it when I'm parked to get that mount out of the top of the screen. But now we're on the move, so let's do it. I'm gonna hop on the 78 real quick, and then there's like a bunch of random businesses and stuff over there, so it'll be quite easy to find a place to stage. Yeah, if there's any way like I could help potentially catch this person using the live stream, I mean, it's basically like a dash cam going, you know, the whole time I'm streaming. So I do actually have a dash cam as well. But my thinking of it kind of was like, if they were doing this during the week and they potentially have more time on their hands, like, I don't know, if they have like a 9-to-5 job or whatever, then maybe that person will be more actively doing this over the weekend. So definitely want to drive over there. Sorry, trying to clean off the windshield for you guys, but it's not really working. Gotta get the wind going. Hopefully that's better. It'll clear up in just a second. Also had that bizarre stabbing outside of, not outside of, but nearby Vista High School, and that was the same day as the press release came out. So that was a busy day for Vista. And I actually rolled my ankle while I was at the stabbing scene. And it was kind of embarrassing because I think some deputies definitely saw me lose my footing. I almost totally fell on my face while I was holding the camera. That would have been so bad. Oh, looks like this crash scene is actually still active. Did not expect that. Caltrans doing some sort of cleanup. I saw a piece of tire there too.
21 William.
And I'll make sure to catch up on all the comments. It's a relatively short drive. We'll be there in about 5 minutes. But as soon as I'm stopped, I'll catch up.
For the IV units, for clear look.
Civic Center Drive. If last night was a part of the series, then it's kind of weird because the first three was, they were like, the first one was along East Vista Way, and then the second two, or the second and the third explosion were west of that location, and then last night's was east of the first location. So it's, and the timing was weird, like I mentioned earlier, how it was way later at night than the other ones. And the first one was even in the morning, so it seems very like random. Whoa, bro. Almost became a story.
3011. RP advised he had something underneath his bathroom.
Yeah, so I'll just park along East Vista Way, probably in that, if you're familiar with the area, that old Fresh and Easy parking lot. I think there's a 99-cent store there too, maybe a Family Dollar. I miss Fresh and Easy too. That place was my jam.
I don't anticipate much surveillance after the deal, but we can just be set up for it in case.
What are you doing tonight? We are, hello, by the way, Alberta and Stella. Thank you for joining. That's a new name. We are monitoring the scanners here in North County, San Diego. We are in Vista right now. We're going to go stage by where a series of explosions has been happening over the past few days in Vista. Can't confirm that the one last night was part of the series. Very common that I think last night was part of the series, but that's just my opinion. And last night, the place I got the footage was right at the entrance to Brangle Terrace Park. And there was kind of a, I don't know if it was a church or like a recreation center, but it was a pretty large parking lot. And I think that's maybe what led them to search that specific area. They probably searched a couple more as well, at least.
Plate numbers coming back as one lost or stolen plate. It should be on a 2006 Mitsubishi four-door. It's registered out of Raleigh. Cover. Going to be 149 on that vehicle. Westbound Faraday. West of ECR.
Community Watchdog Reviews. Thank you. I appreciate that. Newsflash Media, great job, dude. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the support.
One doors down, 143.
Oh, I see a sheriff unit right now. I don't think they're on anything as far as the explosion series goes, but I wonder if they're like increasing patrols in the area. Oh, there's a disabled car right there.
What?
CRP advised that his grandpa
I might actually
advised him that
let Sheriff know about that if they don't
everybody
know.
has been served except for Chad.
Hold on. We're not staging here. I'm just... That car is occupied, too. You can kind of see it off to the side.
Negative, he's stealing now.
I'm going to see if Sheriff is working this.
Ruby,
Maybe that's where the Sheriff unit I saw a couple seconds ago was going. Oh, they got it. Perfect. I think that's where that Sheriff unit I mentioned a couple seconds ago was on. Yeah, it's not on the Sheriff CAD, which is interesting, but maybe they just happened to roll up on it right there. I'm glad regardless. Ugh, that guy's headlights aren't on. He's in the middle lane of a busy road. All right. Sheriff's on top of that one. Okay, so this is Vale Terrace. So this is where I was like about 24 hours ago. I turned right here and the explosion had happened kind of down the street. So I'm just gonna park in this big parking lot and I'll try to face my car towards like an intersection or something, so in case, I don't know, we see the person walking. It's definitely a long shot, but on the off chance, it's just good to have like a camera on it. Let's see. I'm gonna go... Maybe like right over here. I'm debating. Here, these parking spots kind of angle at the intersection, so we'll try this.
43 down.
All right. Seems like a pretty good spot. Thank you guys for 25 likes, by the way. I appreciate that. All right, let's catch up on these comments. I'm gonna plug in my charger so I don't lose you guys. I say make it a big night. Let's cruise Compton and downtown LA. That would be a road trip. Hello, Faux Rock. Good to see you. Instead of a storm chaser, you're a crime chaser. You could think of it that way. I actually do, like, when we get the occasional storm around here. I know we don't get, like, tornadoes or anything. But I do come out for lightning coverage. Oh no, ouch, rolling your ankle hurts you, okay. Yeah, the day after, it hurt a lot more than it did on the initial day. I could feel the pain, like, setting in that night. And I was like, oh, I hope I'm good, like, in case something happens during the stream on Friday. But, yeah, after that day, it was fine. I remember when Juan tripped over that fire hose. Oh my gosh. I'd personally be humiliated if that happened, especially on a stream. But, you know, it happens to the best of us. Vista is interesting depending on where you go. It's either really loud or really quiet. Yeah, I feel like this area has a good amount of incidents. East Vista Way has a lot of crashes too, unfortunately. Some say Juan still hasn't fully recovered from that fall. You guys are, like, genuinely funny. I feel like I have a lot of friends in this chat. A lot of houses catching fire lately. Is that in North County? Let's see. I'm trying to think of... I know there was one yesterday that had smoke and fire showing on arrival, but I think it was like a patio in Escondido. Oh, thank you, Jonathan. Put a 245 in the chat from Vista. It's actually from Fallbrook. 3600 Harmony Hill. I didn't hear anything dispatched on fire, so I'm assuming that's non-injury. Hopefully. Vancouver Island, Canada. That may be our record for our farthest viewer. I have gone through, like, my statistics for my videos before, and I've gotten, like, at least some viewers. Like, it's a very small percentage, but people from all over the world. And I'm like, how are my videos getting over there?
Welcome, code 37 Mary times 4. 3 are out of San Bernardino County for dangerous drugs and larceny theft. Bail of $75,000, $25,000, and $20,000. Also, a code 37 Mary out of Glendora Police Department for dangerous drugs with a bail of $45,000. Negative 4 has priors for HNS 23152. His deal is valid.
Did they ever figure out the source of the explosions? No, they have not at this point. They're still looking, and I just saw a sheriff unit pass by. I wonder if that was the same one dealing with that traffic hazard. But it'll be interesting to be sitting here and see if we see a good amount of sheriff's units. Because, like I said earlier, I was wondering if they were increasing patrols for the series of blasts. I miss California, LOL. I haven't been in 25 years. Wow. I like it. I've lived here my whole life. I'm very lucky to be able to say that. But, yeah, I definitely... Specifically North County, San Diego. I love this area. I did hear about the fire in El Cajon, Beatrice. That one sounded wild. And it seemed like there was some confusion as to whether that person stayed inside the house or fled, and they may have found a body in the house. I obviously don't have confirmation on that. I haven't followed up on it, but I was just watching some of the coverage. I sent you a message on Facebook. Whenever you get time to respond back, thanks. East Vista Way and Gopher Canyon get a lot of traffic collisions. I respond to them from time to time for work. Oh, wow. Well, thank you for your service. I take it you're a first responder. So thank you, Michael, and I'll be sure to get to that Facebook message.
Eastbound La Costa from East Sierra, Silver BMW, 8 Williams, Zebra King, 117.
We love your sense of humor, commentary. You keep it 100. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Community Watchdog Media. I appreciate that. Did a 5-day bike trip around Vancouver Island. Wow. 5 days. I haven't done a bike trip over 2 hours ever. There is a psychic across the street. Oh my gosh. I'm like scared of psychics. Oh, one person died in that fire. That's unfortunate. I haven't heard confirmation of that until now. Wow, that's crazy. One dead, one wounded. Was it a shooting, or were they like injured in the fire? Yikes.
4 years old, blonde hair, wearing a black jacket and black pants.
Oh, an eviction. Wow. Hi, Belle. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining.
3 boy 10-8, GOA.
10-8, 3 boy.
empty. 2 out of 10. Using myself, 21 William.
1700 Knapp Street, suspicious person.
Sorry.
Is that near?
10 and 11. I had a location 1 for the search warrant. We don't need there.
That traffic hazard that we saw driving here is on the CAD now. $1,700 Knapp. I'm assuming there'd be a little bit of an increase in even suspicious person calls given what's going on in Vista. So it's 6 minutes away from here. That is right by Vista High.
Vista, assault.
Oh, I got an assault in Vista now. Thank you, LA, for the tip. I appreciate that.
Or 2886.
Didn't catch the address on that assault, so I'll wait for it to come up on the CAD. What is that noise? That's a weird sounding alarm or whatever that is.
Huh,
that was weird. It stopped.
Narcom 123.
How do you feel about the encryption mandate? I'm assuming you're talking about the Sheriff's Department for San Diego County. Recently they encrypted all of their radio traffic. As far as like primary radio traffic, when they patch with other agencies or when they call in the helicopter, you can still hear that stuff and maybe a couple of other things. But they did release, after the encryption, shortly after they released this CAD, which I'm sure a lot of you know about since we talk about it, which is basically a list of incidents that the Sheriff's Department is working, and they give, you know, their initial report as far as what it was reported as. So assault with a deadly weapon, explosion, even, you know, things like the traffic hazard we saw coming in. And that definitely helps a lot. I'm really grateful that they decided to do that as far as, you know, for an increase in transparency once the radio traffic was taken away from us. The North County Fire Protection District tweeted, I don't remember exactly when this was, but I remember seeing them tweet that the sheriff went encrypted for safety issues, which I'd definitely be interested in hearing what they have to say about why they went encrypted. But yeah, I'm kind of middle ground on it. You know, it's almost easier for me in a sense because I don't have to listen to all of the chatter, like when they're running license plates, pulling people over, and, you know, all the, because there's a lot of radio traffic when you listen to law enforcement on the scanner, and, you know, you're kind of just always weeding through those, I don't want to say boring, but routine kind of incidents, so that you can eventually hear something like a shooting or, you know, something that's newsworthy. So now I can just look through the CAD online and kind of sift through the incidents, and it kind of makes it easier in a sense.
In which phone?
How do I get to the CAD? I'm sure if you just Google, I'll get you the actual URL here. It's callsforservice.sdsheriff.gov. That is their CAD that they came out within the last month or so. Be careful of drunks on the road. Yes, and it's Cinco de Mayo weekend. Yeah, pros and cons definitely over Rainbow. Sorry. Yeah, a couple, it was 2018 Cinco de Mayo night. I was heading to a fire in Escondido. This was at like 2 a.m, and this pretty sizable van totally ran a red light in Vista as I was going through the green, and it must have been an inch or two between our cars. It was extremely close to hitting me, and there was a gas station to my right, and if he hit my, you know, the right side of my car, which he would have, I could have gotten sent into like the gas pumps, who knows, but it was definitely, that's like my closest call I've ever gotten to being in a serious accident. And I actually got that on camera. I'll have to find it. Can you explain what's going on? Yes, so right now we are in Vista, California. We're just monitoring the scanners for, you know, fire department and law enforcement, also monitoring a number of... Oh, they have a fire department staging at Sinopolis in Vista. Where was I? Yeah, we're just monitoring a number of online resources as well, and trying to cover the news in case anything happens while I'm streaming.
Engine 121 northbound.
Do you have the URL? For the Sheriff CAD, it's callsforservice.sdsheriff.gov. I think I'll put it in the chat for you if that's what you're asking.
Alright, 123 cancel.
I always pause entering an intersection. Well, the thing was, I had like a very green light. Like, it was green for at least 5 seconds, so I wasn't stopped and then it turned green and I went. Like, I was already going and I went. It would have been a pretty significant crash. Last time I was in Cali was to take my son to Disney over 25 years ago. Looks about the same, LOL, too big for me. Yeah, some people, you know, they're not quote-unquote city people, I guess you could call it, which is totally understandable. I personally like the hustle and bustle. Citizen app and Pulse app. I do use Pulse Point, if that's what you're asking. I don't use Citizen. I don't think Citizen is very active up here. I have downloaded it a couple of times in the past, but yeah, I haven't seen much going on the Citizen app when I've tried to, you know, become a part of it. At least your gas isn't up to almost $10 a gallon. Wow, $10. That's crazy. We're right around $6 here for the regular unleaded. Oh, I was gonna put that URL in the chat.
Regarding her money that was taken from her roommate, her P standing by for contact.
Vista, overdose, engine 124, and RA 124.
There's that URL for anybody wondering. That is the Sheriff CAD that I was talking about. A lot of us stringers use the Pulse Point app. I do in Flight Radar. You can see police and medical helicopters. I do like Flight Radar a lot. I use that for mainly the sheriff's helicopter. Usually if a medical helicopter is flying in, I already know about the incident. Or it's just like a medical emergency.
And Crossings Drive.
But that one's definitely helpful. And it's fun to use even when you're just curious. Like I personally live by a lot of air traffic. I think I'm like along the flight path for Palomar Airport, so I'm always hearing planes and even helicopters. There's an ambulance.
The victim then walked away, left the area, told security they were heading over to the Marriott. So the big information we have is a white Honda Accord.
You said lots of us stringers. Are you? Which area are you from, Community Watchdog?
Sick person. Engine 141 and RA 141 in front of Alta. At 185 Southwest Postage Road.
Oh, that's right where we used to stage. South Los Postos Road.
Per the RP, the victim who contacted them was in a white SUV, broken English, so they got in a vehicle and drove away. They're trying to see if they can get license plate information off the cameras.
On to a vehicle that coasted.
Astria is assisting deputies with a 459, which is a burglary, hot prowl in the Valley Center area. Las Vegas and Temecula area, very cool. Those are unique areas. I chase wildfires and tornadoes. Are there tornadoes in Vegas?
I'm on scene. I've seen a sheriff.
Thank you for the information, by the way, the Butter Zone.
Parking lot. Are they aware of the exact location? It's 1298 South Coast Highway 101.
Affirmative, that is the location that I gave them. I'll go back and double check.
Thank you guys for 32 likes.
Copy, thanks.
Versus Young, 2712183, Casa Cabrera, break. It could be on 3, Charlie, but it's just you.
Oh, like I totally bottomed out his front bumper.
4285, Macedonia, Murillo. Engine 141, RA141, confirm you copy code note.
Engine 131 and rescue ambulance 137, overdose. Transit Center at 700 West Valley Parkway, Escondido.
I travel, my vehicle has weather instruments, 2 laptops, 6 scanners, 4 tablets, so I monitor everything. Wow, that's crazy. I definitely do not have all of that, but I make it work.
That sounds good.
Frank 4821915. Carlsbad, traffic collision.
Oh,
Engine
crashing Carlsbad.
And RA 101 at Grand Avenue and Roosevelt Street.
4709,
feel that's 115. They're going to enter for sheriff.
It's in the Carlsbad Village.
Where'd you say for information? Looks like they might be trying to call in a separate 6-person app call at the same location as well.
Oh, hey, the sheriff liked my video on Instagram from this morning. Who reports the accidents on the apps? If you're talking about Pulse Point, they're actually linked with the dispatch center for the fire department. So when they generate a call type, specific call types you can choose to be notified about. So crashes, fires,
Either Annika or Amica.
whether that's structure fires or brush fires. They have a number of different incidents, but most of the calls on Pulse Point are like medical emergencies.
22-4, can you copy, please?
Thank you, Beatrice. I appreciate that. Yeah, I love when the different agencies interact with me on social media.
Edward, Robert.
From 7, Edward, Robert, 871.
Number.
Copy, one more, please.
Go ahead.
I appreciate the response. Always wondered. Yeah, of course. Thank you for joining, by the way. Stalin Records. Do you make music? I am on Twitter at NewsFlashSD, as in San Diego.
Go for it, Edward.
Copy, go for it. You need 45 to continue for anything?
No, it was okay.
I hope the service is good here, by the way. I was a tiny bit apprehensive to try a new area because I was worried about the live stream cutting out, but seems to be doing well so far. Oh, just got a new follower on Twitter, so whoever asked that, who was that? Beatrice, thank you very much. I'm assuming that was you, or the timing would have definitely been a coincidence.
Engine 101, RA 101, cancel for PD.
I wonder how far we are from where the second and third explosion happened.
43.
Frank 474-082.
We're about 3/4 of a mile from where the second and third explosions happened. And then pretty darn close to the where the first one happened, and last night's happened probably about a half mile from here.
Okay. For loss of Cabrera, 1129 negative force invalid. Loss of Duenas Maria, 1129 negative force valid. I copy.
Three. Light Acura. Can we start 2 toes, please?
Abram, it'll be a pasta.
One copy.
41 phone.
You go with the number.
Incident number 34748, 34748.
$16 birds and 2 dogs. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of pets. Sounds like a zoo.
Your first subject lost of Union. Code 37 is rank for 487. His name is an Adam. Shows notified type fourth waiver. Also notified type PR. Shows active gang supervision. He's a firm fourth for PC 530.5, 487, and 496. Also on probation for all 3. Has a suspended or
The first explosion happened May 1st at 1:48 a.m. near or on East Drive. I don't think it was reported to the police department, but I posted it on the Ring app. I did see somebody else on, I think it was Facebook, say like this has been happening for weeks, and occasionally even, you know, as far as a couple years ago, people will hear, I'm not saying they're connected, but people hear blasts every once in a while, and it's a pretty common type of post to see on like Nextdoor or these neighborhood Facebook groups where people are like, did anybody hear that? Like, what was that? And of course, everyone resorts to it being Camp Pendleton. Not everybody, but it's a common response to be like, oh, we just live near the military base. But at least these ones recently are definitely not Camp Pendleton. What made you interested in stringing? I was always interested in like emergency responses and the news as well. I always was watching the news even as a kid, which was probably not common, but just something that, you know, I was passionate about, and I eventually learned about stringing and how it works and got in touch with San Diego News Video, became part of their team, and now I'm with Cidio TV, which is run by the same guy, just a different name. But both of them still exist, San Diego News Video and Cidio TV.
Oceanside. DRS response. Full. Engine 125 and RA 121 at 4973 Poseidon Way.
I've been watching for a little while, but first time chatting. Thank you. Daniel, do you get nervous about pointing your camera at suspects in custody? I walked by someone in custody while their car was getting searched by 10 SDPD and thought about getting footage. That doesn't happen too often to me. I don't usually see people in custody, which is kind of, I guess, like ironic for me to say, because the other day it did happen. There were a couple people, I think at least one of them was in handcuffs at that Vista stabbing scene. But I don't really get nervous about that if there's law enforcement around. But yeah, I don't find myself really getting nervous about that, because I'm never like alone with the person to where I could point my camera at them and they could do something about it. I know they could potentially, like, in the off chance that they're able to like get away for a second. You know, safety's definitely not always guaranteed with this job. But yeah, I don't find myself getting nervous. But it just seemed weird and maybe not cool with a cell phone. Yeah, I find myself being kind of, not weirded out, but like, I don't feel as professional when I go to a scene with a cell phone. Because every once in a while...
Legoland Hotel Room 3029.
Hold on.
RP's with Legoland Security. It's at the old hotel. There's subjects in the room that were aggressive. HPD.
Whoa. Legoland.
Possibly possession of paraphernalia. Staff was trying to make...
That's a weird place for that kind of call. But yeah, sometimes, especially if it's during the day and there's natural light, I'll bring just my phone and get footage for like YouTube or something, or pictures for Instagram. But yeah, I definitely like having the bigger camera. I live in Oceanside. I always hear and feel the explosions in Camp Pendleton. What part of Oceanside are you in?
There's now an active 415.
I used to live in very southern Oceanside, and I would hear it occasionally, but I think we only had like a handful of occurrences over like a decade where it like shook the house or something like that, or like the windows. This happened yesterday. They would have seen my car license tag as I drove away, so they could find me from that. I will say I don't have a press license plate. Some people that do this get like there are press plates that you can get with the DMV, and I've never really wanted to do that because I feel like it makes me kind of stick out and be like, oh, that person is media. And for whatever reason, like, the off chance that, you know, some people don't support what I do, which, like, you're entitled to your own opinion, whatever. But I feel like it could potentially make me more of a target if somebody was against what I do. So I try to just kind of blend in with everybody. I have a regular license plate. I don't have those, you know, flashing lights that some people get for their cars, like those yellow flashing lights in the back of their window. I don't have any of that. So really the only thing that makes me identifiable as media is when I bring out my camera.
Case number for 43 Sam is 3012.
But I do like find myself pretty often getting nervous sometimes at scenes, like when I first get there. But once I get into the groove of things, I'm just a guy with a camera at that point. I guess it's just kind of like that entrance that makes me a little nervous. West of Mission. Oh, west of Mission, that's where you live in Oceanside? West of Mission, I'm trying to place that. What is this app people are mentioning? What were we mentioning? We mentioned Pulse Point, the Citizen app. We also mentioned, it's not an app, but there is a website for the San Diego Sheriff's Department, their new CAD system. Good evening, Daniel and everyone. Hello, Charles. How are you? Thank you, Stalin Records. Be careful. I appreciate that. Regular people can't get any info from just your license plate. Sorry, I should have clarified. I meant just like they'd know by looking at my vehicle that the person driving it is media. Not necessarily that they would like find my address or something, which is also concerning. But I'm glad to hear that, you know, not just anyone can get additional information from that. FAA changed the flight path of planes to fly over my neighborhood in Rancho Bernardo, so our windows shake. It's annoying. If I wanted the shaking, I would choose to live closer to the airport. That's a good point. Wow, Rancho Bernardo. That doesn't strike me as a place that would be popular with planes. Oh, Regal, the new hotels. Okay, gotcha. I totally know where you are then. Not exactly. Don't worry. Downtown Oceanside. There's always a hustle and bustle there. Mr. Daniel, have you seen any creepy, scary things while out at night? Definitely a yes, but I'm trying to think of what comes to mind. Specifically pertaining to stringing, there was that story a few months ago where those people chained or strapped up an ATM to their truck and dragged it off, which was crazy in itself. But when I was out there, I located the ATM because the people took off and they were pursuing them and all that. So the units weren't available, presumably, to go and, you know, retrieve the ATM that had been lost during the chase. So I heard the intersection in which they lost it, and I arrived at that intersection. I see the ATM lying on the side of the road and nobody was around me. And I'm just in very dark Valley Center. It's like 2 a.m. And that was eerie. I wouldn't say I necessarily saw something creepy, but that's an instance that comes to mind where I felt quite uneasy. I guess I have a childish scare of the, like, fear of the dark, but yeah, eventually a couple deputies arrived and they were like, hey, thanks for keeping an eye on it for us. Yeah, Beatrice, that was the first time I covered something like that. I had heard, you know, about stories like that from other places around the country where people strap up an ATM and rip it from its hinges, which is very brazen, very bold. But they did it, and they lost it during the chase. And I think they initially got away, but I'm guessing they were able to eventually arrest them, given that they had their license plate or something. But who knows? Oh, okay, thanks for the story, Mr. Daniel. You're welcome, Mr. LA. Thank you for asking for it. I haven't gotten drunk in over 30 years. Wow. Yeah, I'm not a drinker either. I had my 21st birthday, went a little crazy on that night, but since then I have not had any alcohol.
7.7.
21, that was last year, right? Indeed, it was. It was last year. 22's coming up.
20.
I know the gas station owner that had their ATM taken in Valley Center. Wow. Yeah, I helped the employee kind of round up these water bottles that were just thrown everywhere when the ATM was ripped out. I feel like it was kind of a display of water bottles that just got totally plowed through. But that was definitely a memorable incident.
Copy, RA 121, cancel. Valid deal.
I used to drink every day, then I had a minor attack. Oh no. Sorry to hear that.
RA 121, copy, cancel.
Oh, that's right. Only moderators can post links. That's kind of a weird thing. I guess it's maybe so people don't try to promote their own stuff, but I trust everybody in here that they wouldn't like spam the chat.
Appear in law. Go for it.
Remember when that armored truck's door opened and money flew all over the freeway? I totally remember that. That was crazy. I remember getting a message and all it said was, sorry, I got a notification. All the text said was 5 at Cannon, Carlsbad. And I initially thought it was a plane that had gone down because that had happened in that area before where a plane made a hard kind of like crash landing on the 5 near Tamarack, which is in that same area. But come to find out it was an armored truck that had its door fly open, which that's kind of an incident I don't want to say hope for, but if an incident were to happen, you know, there was nobody injured. It was definitely unique and something that everyone was interested in hearing about. So it was a highly interesting thing to cover even for me. Oh, you had a heart attack. Oh my gosh. Crash in Oceanside.
Vehicle into a light post. The driver is out of the vehicle.
Rancho Del Oro and Mesa. I remember they were asking people to turn in the money at the CHP office in Vista. Yeah, that was a wild one.
Oceanside. Traffic collision. Engine 213 and RA 213 at Rancho Del Oro Drive and Mesa Drive.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd react either. I think you'd probably just have kind of an adrenaline rush if a plane were to go down on the freeway, or regardless. But yeah, we've had that happen a few times on like roadways. There was that one in Del Mar, which was fairly recent, like 6 months ago, I want to say. And that one hit a couple of cars. The one on the 5 in Carlsbad, that was a couple years ago. And there was one on the 15, I think it was the Fallbrook area, where that one was bad. It hit a car on the shoulder and someone passed away in that one. I was not like into stringing at that point though, so I didn't cover that one. Where are you at? We are at East Vista Way and Williamston Street. We are in this area because there's been a series of explosions over, which I want to emphasize, they're fairly small explosions. It's not like, you know, like crazy explosions. Nobody's been injured or property has not been damaged, but we're just in this area in case it happens again.
Of the OUSD vehicles and made entry.
I do. Okay, I went to that one over Rainbow. There was one that crashed on the hill in Oceanside too.
We have 2070 Mission Avenue.
And if I'm not mistaken, those two people in that plane were in there for hours. Like, they weren't noticed until the sun came up or something. I remember that because I had lent someone my car. And so, like, for the one random day that I was without a car, I heard about this plane crash. But I ended up being able to get to it. But I think someone passed away in that one too, which is obviously tragic. But I remember the passenger, at least initially, survived.
1232, last name Sonnenberg. Break.
Unless that was the pilot.
The second is
I met the lady whose house was destroyed in Santee that a plane hit. I remember that one too. Wow. And there was the one in either El Cajon or Lakeside. The medical jet. That was awful. Oh, you know, a tip volunteer. That's awesome. I saw one happen over my head and right next to me driving up College Boulevard to Faraday in Carlsbad quite a few years back. A plane go down?
ALS
Wow.
Yellow Boy, Robert,
Engine 211,
638
RA101, and Oceanside Lifeguards.
Oh my
At South
gosh.
Harbor Drive and North Pacific Street.
And I do remember, I want to say it was 2014 or around there, there was a helicopter, like, I guess you could call it a crash. It was hovering and then it somehow got out of control and spun for a good amount of time. It was wild. There was video of that. And I think a couple of people died in that one. That's just got to be terrifying.
Number 205 at the Women's Resource Center.
Sorry, 211.
Restrained subject, first of Reuben is 97 in the parking lot near the fitness studio.
When I wasn't with a company for stringing, I was kind of doing it on my own, and I actually went to Palmer Airport and filmed an emergency landing as it was happening, and luckily they made a successful landing. But it was definitely interesting to see, the procedures and everything that goes into an incident like that.
That we've been canceled. Negative, that was my mistake, wrong call.
For Altura and Echo, there's no expectation of privacy on the sidewalk, so we'll just cancel that. We haven't had a call on.
Last time I lived in USA was San Fran. I left 4 months before the big one in the 80s. Is that an earthquake or a plane crash?
Violation.
I don't know how people deal with losing people that way. I agree. That's just tragic to lose somebody regardless, but in such a horrific way.
Sorry, I mentioned to him. Good. City BLS,
Station 16, Sam, are you still on inquiry?
Okay. Oceanside. ALS response. Hemorrhage. BLS 217. At South Harbor Drive and North Pacific Street.
And is it still okay to cancel?
Yeah, firm says subject.
Wasn't that the one, Alberta, that happened during the World Series?
Outside, and if the couch is on the sidewalk, there's no expectation of privacy or it doesn't belong to anybody, so you're good. Leave it on inquiry.
Number just 17, David. Station 03, boy, did you have traffic?
Wasn't a case number for
8488.
Are you bisonic? I'm kind of bisonic. Probably like a mile or two away. I lost my late dad to mad cow disease and think it would have been much harder if it had been a crash or such. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not familiar with that disease, but if you don't want to elaborate, obviously don't if you're not comfortable. Daniel, I was at the bank 5 minutes prior to the officer being gunned down in Oceanside. When was that? Oh my goodness.
Last of counting.
Are you able to copy cars?
David, reference to Stacy. I'm on an open line 911 with a 911 prefix, and it's reference sound like a teenage daughter with her mother. Is that part of your golf party?
Oh, I've heard of that
Yeah, that's our call right
name. I've definitely seen the sign that I think it's along the 76, if I'm not mistaken.
That's going to be our call.
Is it Daniel Zimmerman?
10-4. She just made comments of being sorry.
I've definitely seen that memorial sign. Hello, Beto. Good to see you. Mad cow disease put him back into the Vietnam War for the last few weeks. Oh my gosh. That's awful. I'm so sorry. It's 76 prior to Airport Road in Bennett. Okay, yeah, I have seen that. He has entered the building.
Your subject was 1129 negative north and has a valid deal.
Hello, Ross. How you doing?
Hang on.
Reports of a vehicle going west on him, eastbound lanes, a white SUV or
wrong way driver somewhere.
Scripps Highway Parkway, eastbound just east of 67.
On Scripps Highway Parkway. That's an interesting one. Usually it's a freeway. Do you remember the West Hollywood shootout? Not off the top of my head, no.
RA213 at Rancho Del Oro Drive and Mesa Drive.
Hello to you, D Street Media. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Daniel, but he had a very strong faith in God and was older, so he was okay with going home. Oh, thank you for sharing that.
Tomboy, hey David, out of sector.
North
172 4981 Marin Drive. Good.
Bank of America, there's a movie called 88 Minutes. For some reason, that movie title reminds me of the McDonald's shooting in San Ysidro from like the 80s as well. I feel like there's a movie about that incident with like a time frame for a title.
Oceanside, BLS response, full, BLS 213, at 4973 Post Highway.
Is Astria still on the same Valley Center call? Let's find out. Let's see. They are in the Escondido area now, but I'm not sure if they're on anything actively.
said 1185 of the apartment.
Confirm, is it an impound or a private request?
Private.
Copy.
Oh, I think Astria is heading to that wrong way driver in the Poway area. They want to patch on Ellie North Command. Or actually, Ellie North TAC. Thank you guys for over 30 viewers. I can officially say that because it's 31. And 40 likes. Thank you guys so much.
Come on, be around Cookhouse.
Going from engine to 11.
Good.
Alberta, just so you're aware, I can't say this for absolutely positive, but I think LA is joking when he says he's 12.
Copy, RH 11, cancel RH 11.
Donovan, prison 480, Alpha Tango.
LA just pranking people in the chat. Goodness. We need to see your school ID. Yeah. Yeah, he's got to prove it somehow. Sorry to blow your cover.
John 3.
Oh, we just had a endangered and missing advisory go out, including San Diego County. CHP just tweeted that.
560 Greenbrier.
Last seen Tuscany Way and Trentino Lane in Yorba Linda. It's for a 15-year-old on May 5th, 2022 at approximately 20-25 hours. Nia, NYA is the first name. Jingles was last seen leaving her residence in Yorba Linda. She's developmentally disabled and is believed to be on foot. She was last seen wearing a blue hoodie, light blue jeans, and black Nike tennis shoes. I'll be sure to share that on my socials.
Copy, there's a different plate on the back. Clear copy.
Confirm, go ahead.
California Commercial 9984.
Thank you, Charles. I don't think it's showing in the chat, but I'll put it in the chat for anybody interested in that or who may have missed it earlier.
Copy. BLS 217, cancel BLS 217, cancel. With an address out of Escondido.
Copy, the plate return to the camera.
There's that link. How about the car accident by Vista the other day? Vista High School? I went to that one. That one was definitely wild. A lot of elements to it too. It wasn't, you know, your typical just a crash incident. So to work through all the information was interesting. LA. Oh my gosh. Is Kenny in here? Who was it? It was Kenny. Oh, I don't think they really wanted it super known that they were linked, but yeah, Kenny was in here earlier. I wonder if he can tell us more about that. Yeah, I haven't heard confirmation that it was a student from Vista High, but given the age and the proximity to the school, even I assumed that. I didn't obviously report that, but I was definitely thinking it. Liz, yeah, Kenny's in here. Okay. I'll let him tell you if he so pleases. I don't want to force the story on him. Someone hit our car in the Costco parking lot and left. I went to
Oceanside. BLS
customer
response.
service and asked if they had security cameras of the lot, and they said no. Wow, really?
Frankie's.
Even attached to the store itself? That's interesting. That happened to me when I had my car broken into. I asked a leasing office at an apartment complex if they had cameras, and they were like, no. Like, that is annoying. But I get that cameras can't be absolutely everywhere, but
RP advised they had a copy on hand.
We cleared the incident in the harbor. You can add us to...
so much freaking violence these days. If I was younger, I would be fixed, as I refuse to bring more kids into this chaotic world.
Copy, yeah, I'd appreciate it. We'll try and find it on the Senate. If I find it before you.
Oceanside. BLS response. Fall. Engine 211. Frankie's. At 406 Pierview Way.
I remember I asked for, there was like a business near where this happened in the Poway area. I asked them if they had any surveillance footage. Remember when those monoliths were like appearing in random places? That was so weird. But there was like one in like the Utah area that was like mysteriously appearing and disappearing. And then a random, like, couple days later, one appeared in Poway of all places. And I went to cover that, and that was super, super weird. And people were like, is it aliens? Is it this or that? And that was more, one of the fun ones that I've covered. Because it didn't have to do with injuries or stuff like that. It was just like, how did this get here? And you're all kind of wondering. In the store they do, but not in the lot, which makes no sense because what would happen if a horrible crime happened or something, and cameras would be essential to help. Yeah, I can even think of, there was a shooting in, I think it was Chula Vista. It was somewhere south of North County. There was a shooting in a Costco parking lot. I wonder if they used surveillance cameras with that.
Patrol at the van shell.
It was at Vaughn's, Scripps Poway Road. Yeah, that's probably right. I don't remember specifically, but... I love having a dash cam. I, want to have it where it's recording all the time. Like, for instance, right now it's off because I guess it senses even if my car's on, like if I've been parked for a while, so it just kind of shuts off. But I would love for it to be just going 24/7. That would have been really helpful had they had it been on when my car got broken into. But my dash cam was stolen in that instance, so I guess it wouldn't have helped much. It was one of those dash cams that connected to my phone, but I think my phone actually has to be in the car. And obviously the car had to be on for it to be recording even, so it wasn't on my phone either. Remember the Costco incident when the guy tried to snatch the baby? Didn't they have still images of that? I remember that. That was at the Vista Costco. There was some sort of attempted kidnapping like a year ago. Yeah, that was really crazy. I'm definitely investing in a high-quality dash cam from front and back. Yeah, I want to get one in the back, too.
It's a white BMW.
I know Nexar is coming out with a 4K dash cam, and I saw an ad for it. If you pre-order it, it's only a couple $100. And I guess if you wait to order it, supposedly they're saying it's going to be $300, but who knows if they'll have another promo when it actually comes out. But, Nexar is what I currently have, and I've had some negative experiences with them. And like right now, my dash cam is supposedly supposed to connect to my phone like every time I use it, but it never does. So it does have an SD card insert, so it is still recording onto that. I also need to reposition it because the mount for my live streams is definitely blocking at least a decent portion of the view from my camera. It is a wide angle though, so. Yeah, in Vista, so they do have a lot of cameras then, right? I don't remember specifically if there was footage or still images of that one.
Go for standby for Cat.
Daniel, I bought a cable that feeds dash cam from the test block. It has 2 modes: shut dash cam down 5 minutes after car is off, or keep running until the car battery voltage starts to drop. Awesome. I'll have to look into that. That's something I would definitely be interested in. I'm speaking too fast for my own good. Got mine from Amazon. It's $80, 5-minute loop between working great for ride sharing. Oh, 5-minute loop between. Sorry, I'm literally. I think I just had a brain fart. 5-minute loop been working great for ride sharing. I didn't know you did ride sharing. That's cool, Nani. $80 is pretty good for a decent dash cam. I think I have some water in here. Throat's getting a little dry. That is like the best feeling when you're super thirsty and you have random water bottles in your car. At least for me, I enjoy that. Mr. Daniel, do you love freedom? I would say I'm a fan of freedom. I feel like I'm being set up because I always see you guys making those jokes in the chat. Crazy explosions right now shaking house in Carlsbad. Usually always Camp Pendleton, but who knows these days. Wow. Yeah, if Camp Pendleton's a common occurrence, I'd assume it's that. How do I get a hold of you privately? I may have a story for you. You can DM me on Instagram at Newsflash Media SD. That's probably the best way to contact me outside of a live stream privately. You can also message me on Facebook. Newsflash Media is my page. You could DM me on Twitter at Newsflash SD. I feel like I'm just listing all my social medias, but if those work for you, then definitely I'd be open to hearing about this potential story. Thank you for reaching out, and thank you for joining. Who was that? Amy Sanchez. Thank you. Wow, I am not the only one who says I had a brain fart. Too funny. Yeah, I don't usually find myself saying that. It just kind of came out, but I've definitely said that before. I can tell you nothing is going on in Camp Pendleton at the moment. Oh, weird. I wonder what you're feeling, Liz. You need to talk to his agent. I do not have an agent. So LA, what does the LA stand for? Is it Los Angeles? Is it... can't even think of one other... Los Arbolitos? That's a street name in Oceanside. Let's crack the code. Wow, it is quite dead tonight, which is a good thing, but we're nearing 10 p.m. Kind of. 9:35 on the dot. No offense, Daniel, but you sound younger than my son is. Well, I definitely don't take offense to that. I definitely have a higher inflection, is that the right word? In my voice, but it's a random letter I hit when making up my name. Both letters, L and A. You need to start triangulating booms, then give nearby intersections. Wait, what? Sorry. Need to start triangulating booms, then give nearby intersections. If I hear one, I'll definitely let you guys know. He sounds nice, but I don't know. Thank you, LA. I appreciate that. You're nice too. $43 likes. I feel like, I can't remember exactly, but I feel like that's one of the higher numbers for like amounts we've had on a stream. So thank you guys. Daniel, I am old, LOL, but you do have a young voice. Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are doing your own little investigation in the comments. We're trying to narrow these blasts down. Oh, I've been to that Jack in the Box. That Jack in the Box is actually, like, it has some cool lighting on the side. Whoever did the lighting for that Jack in the Box deserves a raise. I'm drinking from a Dasani water bottle, and I had a realization earlier this week because I went through a drive-thru and they only had Dasani, and I always avoided Dasani for like the longest time because it used to taste so weird to me. I'm definitely one of those people that like think water has a taste, and I tried it and I was like, oh, this doesn't even taste weird anymore. But maybe they changed their formula or something. But like for basically my whole life, except for when I was really young, obviously, I like, as far as water, I'd only drink Arrowhead or certain tap waters, which like some people think is so weird. Never had Jack in the Box. Is it any good? I'd say it's like middle ground for as far as like fast food goes. Domino's or Papa John's? I'd say Papa John's. Water does have a taste. Yes, thank you, Alberta. I agree. Oh, my throat is so dry. I need to remember to bring water. Good thing I have literally 2 random bottles of water in my car, so don't judge me. I only drink Carlsbad, but really, who knows? Oh, that's right. Carlsbad has like alkaline water.
Sorry, the transfer ID.
It's 45, Paul. I'll be taking 1 mail to Motel 6 PDX, starting mileage 188.9.
Egg rolls from Jack in the Box. That is a stretch for me. I don't know if I'd ever venture out to try those. I go very basic. Like, you guys would totally judge my order. It's just like the burger or the chicken nuggets. They offer a lot of stuff, though. They have like a teriyaki chicken bowl, like some very random stuff, too. Am I hearing a... Oh, is that Astria? Oh, Sand Crab was on it. Astria incoming. No way. Is there actually an explosion in Vista? You've got to be kidding me. Oh, people are saying there's an explosion. Oh my gosh, no way. Is that why Astria is here? It was 7 minutes ago. 100 Rock Hill Road. We're definitely gonna go to that. 100 Rock Hill. Okay, we're a mile away. It's in the same area. I think our... I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but as someone who's looking at this location,
Starting route to 100 Rock Hill Road.
It sounds like the person just did another explosion.
Right.
Alright, we have a 2-minute ETA.
Turn right onto Williamston Street.
I'm assuming that's why Astria is here. They probably wanted them as fast as possible. I didn't see any sheriff's deputies responding to this. They must have gone on another road. Okay. Keep an eye out, guys, for any... I don't know how we could tell it's the person, but I think on this road, generally, there wouldn't be that many people walking, so... Did you really feel it, Liz? Oh my goodness. Astria, it does appear to be over the area. It would be extremely interesting to see this person taken into custody if that's what's going to happen. Okay, we're about a mile from the scene. I was literally right here at this roundabout. I pulled over right by that fire hydrant on the right to try to figure out my game plan. Because it was weird approaching the scene last night because there wasn't like parking anywhere. So I had to pass by the scene like a few times before I actually parked. Yeah, this is literally the exact area. Coming up on the left here is where I filmed early this morning. Oh, there's a fire engine. I just saw truck 126 from the Vista Fire Department in a parking lot to our left. This is crazy. Okay. We're a little under a half mile away now. I'm assuming we'll see some deputies since we were not late, but didn't find out about this for like 7 minutes, which, by the way, thank you to anybody who put that in the chat. That's the one thing that can be a little weird with the, like, there's a few things, but the timing, it can be weird with the sheriff CAD because you have to actively be looking at it, and it only updates once every 5 minutes. Okay. Coming up on the approximate location. Might have to drive around the area a little bit. So this is Rock Hill Road.
Onto Rock Hill Road. Then the destination is on your left.
Let's see. Did not see any sheriff's deputies in there. I did see that fire truck a little while back though, but that was a little far from the location. But they do say on the CAD that the locations given are approximate. They make that known. Definitely want to find out where this is. But last night, the scene was active for like 2 hours because the ATF came out with their dog and stuff. So I'm not in a major rush right now, but I obviously want to find it sooner than later. I want to see. Okay. There's nobody around. There's someone walking with a flashlight right there, but okay. I still see Astria. in the sky. I'm going to turn left onto Rock Hill, since we didn't see anything, but if I don't find anything there, I'll go back to where I saw that fire truck. Okay. Here is Rock Hill.
San Marcos. Apartment or condo fire
So this was likely the area where the person called from to report an explosion. I'm almost surprised we didn't hear it. I should have had my windows rolled down. Definitely have never been on this road before. And the approximate address was that first house down there at the end of the road where we entered, so we're just getting farther from the location. I think that's a fence. Okay. So it looks like this will be not where it is. This is how it was last night a little bit. I had to do a little bit of digging because I think they may have searched multiple areas because they weren't sure exactly where it came from, so these blasts can be a little tricky in that regard. Okay, we're gonna turn left. Sorry if the stream cut out there for a second, guys. Well, there's another deputy. Yeah, I don't think they have a specific location at this point either. It would be pretty quick to find evidence of this explosion within like 10 minutes. So I might just find a place to park along this road. This road is tough because, oh, I think this is the fire engine that we saw. Yep. Truck 126. Maybe we'll go into that parking lot. But there were deputies driving around in other areas too, so yeah, I'm definitely confused. There's a deputy entering the roundabout right now. So it almost seems like they're just kind of arriving in numbers. I'm gonna use this as an opportunity for a U-turn and try to get back. Okay, the deputy's turning. I'm gonna turn into that parking lot as well. I still see ASRI overhead. You can actually see on the stream. There's a very dim blinking red light. And this would be consistent with the open parking lot idea. This is a park, obviously, so it has a pretty sizable parking lot. And this is where I think I saw, well, yeah, the fire engine had exited from here. There's a deputy. Okay. I am very much intrigued right now. Okay, there's a few cruisers down here. I don't know if they have anything though. Let's see, why don't we just park? trying to see if it's still active. Poway also had an explosion call.
Spring Canyon Way.
14500 Wild Grove Road. And the explosion call for Vista's still active. Does not look like they have found anything over here, though. You can hear Astria. I wonder if there's any indication where Astria is circling. I don't know if you guys can see, but that's the area Astria is circling. If you're just joining, Jonathan's asking what's going on. We just had another explosion call in Vista. And deputies seem to be kind of canvassing the area to see if they can find anything. Dang it, I lost those deputies. We're gonna continue in here. This is probably the biggest parking lot in the area. I mean, it's a very sizable lot. Definitely making sure my doors are locked just for safety first. Oh, I see deputies right across the street. I'm gonna park here for a second, just to keep an eye on them. I feel like a stalker when I do stuff like this.
Route 1145 at 710 Moore Street for RP's friend who took a bottle of painkillers intentionally. RP is not letting him
I don't know if you guys can see this, but what year is your car, Daniel, if okay to ask? A 2015. 2015 Toyota Prius. So through the bushes, there's some deputies. I don't necessarily want to enter that road, though, because it's a commitment and hard to turn around, so. Trying to see if they go moving again, or if they stay there because they found something. Okay, that deputy's moving. Okay, let's continue into this.
Engine 212 and RA101 at 710 Moore Street.
Parking lot and see if we can, just on the off chance.
No, she does live on.
This goes up to the Moonlight Amphitheater. Because if I put myself in the mind of like, where would I put an explosive device if I didn't want to be found immediately and I had time to run off? In this back area of a parking lot would probably be good. I almost want to ask somebody. There's like a sport event going on here, a baseball game or something. Oh, you guys are totally tilted, my bad.
Medicaid, chest pain, 1707 La Brea Street, Candy Crest Apartments, M3.
That was weird. Oh, got a deputy right here. Oh, they might think I'm suspicious. Oh god, it's a road close. Okay. Thank goodness there's a place to turn off here. I thought I was gonna have to make a really awkward U-turn right by that deputy. Okay. Yeah, it seems like there is like still a decent amount of people for the time. Okay. Definitely on the hunt for a story.
Subject has impulse, stop breathing, and FD is going to.
So this is one of those times where having the, you know, to the second updates with the radio traffic would be beneficial if the sheriff wasn't encrypted, but we do know about the call at least, so that's good. Didn't see anything. I'm a little surprised there's a deputy up there, but I thought they were all on the road over here. Okay. Those deputies. Are those deputies going into the...
North State traffic on primary.
There's some people going in there.
25 days response.
I don't want to be suspicious of just random people, but that was interesting given what's going on. Totally could have been just kids having fun, exploring.
397 on Kylo something.
Alright, let's see if there's any deputy activity up here. Oh. Okay. Seems like to both our right and left there is deputies parked. Which is weird, because there wouldn't be just one scene if that were the case. But I'm assuming they're just kind of congregating and coming up with a game plan to search the area more. But there's a couple to our left. Interesting. I'm definitely glad we staged in the area because we saw how this kind of unfolded fairly quickly after it happened. Let's see. I'm gonna loop back. I don't think there's any deputies up here. Not the most legal U-turn ever. Okay, so there's those deputies we passed by, and there's more that'll be on our left further down the road. I'm wondering, like, if they're already in contact with the ATF again. Oh, those deputies are on the move. Okay, let's see what they do. There's a deputy right there, and there's two in front of us. Are they leaving? I'm wondering. That was a deputy that just passed us.
Just units pending 11-7 in the 5B 1527 Hunsacker for a subject that's staying on the RP store.
Oh, it looks like those deputies are at least leaving this specific area. We'll loop back one more time and see if we happen to see anything, but if there's not a specific scene, then I'm not sure if we'll have anything to cover. There's a deputy entering the roundabout right there. Also going straight, so I get the vibe that they might be leaving. I'm not sure. Oh, just dropped my car keys.
Did you need to cancel emergency traffic?
I at least want to get a picture in case I post this on Instagram later. I don't know if I'd make a whole post about it again because it's the same exact story, but I would definitely want to update people. In fact, I had somebody message me saying, like, please keep us updated on this.
Cancel any units responding code.
And for all additional units responding code 1022.
I think that's a deputy. So we have one still in the area at least. Passing us right now. Yeah, okay, so that was a cruiser. In the ATF vehicle last night was a white Chevy, like, Suburban. So if I see any of those, there actually is one right in front of me, but that's a newer version than the one I saw last night. And I'm not sure they'd be here this quickly. I'm not sure where the ATF responds from. I haven't seen Astria. Oh, looks like we got another. How interesting. I feel like I'm learning as to how they respond to this type of thing. I feel like they might be just staging in the area at this point to see if they see the person more than searching for evidence of an explosion. If they didn't find anything last night in the same area, it might be, you know, just as much a long shot to search again. Oh, I should have used that for a U-turn. Okay. Back down. I've been down this road like 10 times in the last 24 hours between these two explosion calls. Okay, so that deputy was right around this area. Ooh, those headlights are bright. And I haven't seen anybody that, you know, really stood out to me besides those kids that were like entering the bushes at the park. That was, I'd say, the quote-unquote weirdest thing I've seen, but it didn't seem super out of the normal for a Friday night for kids to be kind of, you know, just exploring. That deputy's gone. We would have definitely passed them at this point. I'm gonna enter the park one more time and see if that deputy that we saw in the back roads at the park is still there. Is that ATF? I saw pickup trucks that looked like that in some of the pictures from one of the first explosions. Okay. So we're gonna enter the park again. And after that, we'll have to come up with a new game plan, because at this point I'm just kind of circling the area. Where is the park entrance? Is it here?
First symbol.
Yellow 5107848.
Okay, we'll go down to where we saw them first. Seems like there's a baseball game or something letting out. I wonder if I could ask one of these people. Here, let me just ask one of these people. Excuse me, guys. Hi, my name's Daniel. I'm just with the media. I was wondering if you guys heard an explosion tonight.
No. Oh, that's what the cops were here.
Yeah, there was one reported in the area. I was just, were you guys at like the baseball game or anything?
Yeah, we just came from a softball game, but we did see like 3 cops come in and out of here.
Mm-hmm. You didn't hear anything though?
No, we didn't hear anything.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I'm just trying to gather some more information. I appreciate
Do
it.
you have any information for us? What would we be looking for?
What did you hear? What did you hear on the thing on your app or whatever?
Oh, well, there's been a few explosions in the past
like
week.
A bomb explosion?
Like a homemade device. That's all they said was
Just
it's
randomly
homemade.
Put places in Vista?
Basically, yeah. It's like open spaces, parking
Has it
lots.
strictly been Vista or Oceanside?
Vista. There was one last night that I was actually here for as well, just down the street from here. But there was one on East Vista Way, and then
cars or anything here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool.
I appreciate it. Have a safe night, guys. Well, They definitely gave me some insight. I would have thought that somebody who was outside heard the blast if they were here at this park, but they said they did not, which is interesting to me. So I think I'm gonna go down to that other end of the parking lot one more time. If we don't find anything remarkable, then I might end up just leaving this area. Sounded like they definitely noticed the cops that were, or deputies I should say, I guess, that were circling the area. Well, I hope this isn't like boring to you guys at this point, but not a whole lot to see.
806, John 3.
Taxi available.
I actually didn't hear the fire department get dispatched, which is kind of weird. But maybe they heard it and just came out on their own to investigate. I don't know if that's a thing, but this deputy, if he sees me circling this parking lot again, that's one thing that I think about when like I'm kind of entering a scene and circle it a couple of times to get a good approach. The police are probably like, what is this guy doing? Don't think that deputy's here anymore though. I would almost, if I were trying to find the evidence, which I kind of am right now, but I don't want to necessarily go on foot in the dark alone. But I would go beyond that road closed sign, because you know there's not going to be people driving up on you randomly. If I were to put, you know, if I were to not try to get caught and do something like this, I would go past that road closed sign and up there.
25 dude on inquiry.
Astria's out of the area.
Get a plate to the call, California 8, George, Queen, Zebra, 909. And can you tell me if that comes back to this address?
It looks like the call is inactive on the sheriff CAD now. Well, yeah, I guess we'll head back to that parking lot we saw. Or we're staging at, sorry. There's a lot of bunnies roaming around here. Get out of my way.
It is 1285 North Sunflower Avenue, Covina.
Yeah, that's very surprising that those people said they did not hear anything. I would have definitely predicted that they did. This is like the longest road in a park I've ever seen. I'll make sure to catch up on all the comments once I'm parked again, which will be in just a couple minutes. We were very close to this when I came out. There was obviously that delay, about 7 minutes. Another explosion reported in Vista in the same general area. Interesting. I'm guessing at this point we won't see any deputies out here, but I could be wrong, because the call's showing as inactive.
We're inside the front of the residence. Are you guys inside or around?
And the thing is, if I shot a
yeah, we're in
video,
it's not going to be
it would be like the exact same thing, you know what I mean? Like, if they didn't find any evidence, it would be like just a few sheriff cars and... Oh, I should have taken that turn. I wonder if they just had the one call on that one, or if there was two like last night, or even more. Oh, I'm actually trying to go in there. Oh, there's a sheriff right there. If it was in this parking lot, I can say for a fact that we would have heard it because we were parked right at the corner. Looks like they might be kind of doing it. I don't know if debrief is the right word, but kind of meeting up here. There's another sheriff's vehicle. Well, maybe they're just on another call. Back to staging. I wonder if, you know, we saw a few people pass by where our camera was pointed for a while there. Can't help but wonder if one of those people was somebody that set off this reported explosion. Okay. Got a lot of comments to catch up on here. Hey, SoCal News, thanks for joining.
Engine 131 and rescue.
You guys left a lot of comments. Thank you very much.
7 through 11, store 743.
Hey, Troll. Elizabeth, hello to you as well.
Confirm, it's 5909-5909.
10-4, thanks.
I can't even go back to where the comments left off because there's so many. I'm trying to get to all of them. Let's see. You love the eco drive feature. I have those. I have EV mode, eco mode, and power mode, but I don't ever use them. Astria is a planet you can see once a year. That's funny.
managing any medicated flu-like symptoms or monitor level.
Yeah, where is Juan? I'm surprised Juan hasn't joined yet.
Cover.
Okay, one boy.
Cover.
Okay, 5 units.
Yeah, good point, Luis. That area, I'm sure, has a lot of dry vegetation. I know with at least one of the blasts they mentioned in the press release, there was a fire that was put out by neighbors. Thank you, LA, for the tip. I appreciate it. Not a heck of a lot of people walking around for a Friday night. Yeah, I feel like this area isn't too busy for kind of like hustle and bustle of a weekend night, but I'm officially caught up on the comments, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up around 10:30 here. So if you guys have any additional questions, comments, or anything like that before I end it, go ahead and put them in the chat.
Okay, well, something.
Will you go live if there's another explosion call? If I happen to be in the area, I might, but I'll definitely cover it if there's something to cover. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to post essentially the same footage of deputies just, you know, being by their cars. Because not that they can do anything more, because if they can't find evidence, then they can't really investigate it. But if they're doing like an investigation actively and they find evidence, you'll probably see it as a video on my channel. Now that we've decided that the stream opening routine will be Daniel dancing to Macarena on camera, we need a closing routine. Maybe a planking exhibition in front of the headlights. I did not agree to any of this, Dale. I have not signed anything. Hello, SoCal News. Good to see you again. You got North County to yourself. I'm in the Imperial Empire. Well, I hope you're staying safe out there. When will you be on next? Every Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I feel like I have to say that now because I know we have at least one viewer from Canada, so that's surprising. But thank you regardless. I appreciate any viewer. So yeah, local time here, it's 8 p.m. Friday. Inland Empire, and I'm live too. You guys, once this stream ends, go over and check out SoCal News Outlet's stream. He might have something come up out there. Daniel, I think you should put helpful links to different websites that subscribers ask for in chat under the description box of your live chats. Just copy and paste the same links for every live. That's a great idea, because I know, the Sheriff CAD, the CHP CAD, there are definitely, a link to the Pulse Point app or something.
Motel 6, 745.
Thank you for that suggestion.
At 900 North Queen Street, Escondido.
Thank you, LA, for the Venmo. I really appreciate it. LA just Venmoed $56.22. Thank you so much, LA. I really appreciate that. Everybody give LA a shout out in the chat.
Boy 97.
97.
That's right. LA is always demand. Oh.
97.
Oh, you're in the same time zone as me. Okay. Sorry, I thought since you were in Canada, you were definitely in a different time zone. Yeah, all the shout outs for LA. Thank you guys for helping me celebrate LA's generosity. I really appreciate it. What city are you staged at? I am in Vista right now. The boy, I'm 12.
13 Anthony.
Do you have Venmo? Yes, I do. It's at Newsflash SD. Let me make sure I have that correct, actually. I'm 99% sure that's it. Yes. At Newsflash SD. I'll put it up on the screen. That is my Venmo. Don't feel pressured to send anything, but since somebody asked. That's a good point, SoCal News. Yeah, you're always in Vista, and I never come out here. But I came out here for the potential for an explosions call, and crazy enough, we actually had one. It's that guy's third time walking by, coincidence. I was noticing that too. That guy seems to be kind of pacing the area. Doors are locked. Thank you, Lynn. I don't know why, but my doors seem to like unlock after I lock them. I don't know if they do that when I'm driving, which you'd think it would be they lock when I start driving, but like I didn't get out or anything and I locked them earlier. How weird. I would be a bit concerned with someone walking by that much. Yeah, I'm definitely... I don't see him now, but... I thought he had walked by at least a couple times, so I was like, oh, interesting. But I think we're good. That person needs to turn on their headlights. They're driving invisibly. Maybe he's just a news flasher and he's watching the stream. Wants to say hi. Maybe when you park or shut off your car, they... Oh, that's probably what it was. I can't remember if I actually parked my car or was just stopped in the Bringle Terrace Park parking lot. But I must have put it in park, and that's why. Thank you, Evergreen. Thank you, Helen. Shout out to you for the Venmo. I appreciate it. I always like to get the person's consent before I say the exact amount, but regardless, thank you so much for your generous donation. I really appreciate it.
30008.
Yeah, mine, they definitely lock when I think when I go into reverse, they lock. But yeah, it's just surprising sometimes when I go to lock my doors and they, like, I can tell that they were unlocked and now they're locked. And I was like, why did they unlock? Take a shot every time I say lock. Thank you, Over a Rainbow. I'm assuming, based on your comment, that was you that sent the donation on Venmo. I really appreciate that. And you're a new viewer, I think. So thank you so much for joining the News Flash fam. I appreciate it. He calls all his fans flashers. That's something I've started kind of recently, is I call, like, my subscribers news flashers. I think that's kind of a cool thing to do. I think I may have actually made that like my... I tried to make my member thing, how people can become like members of the channel. I need to look into that still. But they were like, you need to come up with a name for like 3 different tiers of members. And I was like, okay, news flasher. And then like beyond that, I'm like, what do I call people? Have you ever been to that taco shop across the street? I have not been to that one. I've been to Albert Tacos quite a few times, but that's definitely like a local favorite. And those are right off of the 78, which I'm frequently on. This is kind of out of the way. I don't venture over here too much unless there's a story. You are a news flasher, LA. Thank you so much. I'm assuming you're subscribed. Daniel, the auto lock and unlock feature is a standard feature in the Prius. Even had it in my old 2007 model. Yeah, my dad is an avid Prius driver. He had a like 2006 or 7 model, and then he got a 2015, and then I got my 2015. So now we're Prius twins. His is red though. Good night, everyone. Good live stream as always. Till next time. Thank you so much, Ross. I really appreciate it. Hello, I've been following for a good while. My wife always watches your posts on Facebook. Thank you so much, Robert. That means the world. It like always blows my mind that my posts kind of make the rounds. Like the other day when I was covering that stabbing in Vista, I got recognized by a deputy, and someone else driving by in a car saw my camera and they were like, what news is this going to be on? And I said, Newsflash Media. And she was like, oh, I know you. And I'm like, that is so weird. Like that people just like out and about in the world. Of course, I'm at a scene, so it's probably more common for people to know me then, but it's weird. And I obviously very much appreciate it. All right, I'll stay on for 1 or 2 more minutes just to get any last comments in here addressed. My little bro was a flasher at age 7 every Saturday. Oh. That's an interesting story, Alberta. Have a good night, Ross. Thank you for joining. Escondido is my favorite San Diego area city. That's interesting. I'd say mine is San Marcos, personally. Good night, Sand Crab. Good night, Belle. Thank you for joining. Mine is a 12 and is red too. I love the 2011 through 2015 models. I actually test drove a 2016 model when I got this car, and I did not like it as much. It felt tighter and lower. Good night, the Butter Zone. Thank you for all your help tonight. Good night, Over Rainbow. Thank you for your tip and all of your comments. I appreciate you joining this stream and becoming a part of the Newsflash family. Hope everyone has a good Mother's Day this weekend. You too, Belle. Thank you so much. Yeah, shout out to all the mothers out there. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much. Chew, good night to you. Thank you so much. Good night to everybody in the chat. Thank you to the moderators, to the people who liked, subscribed, viewed, tipped, all of those great things. Thank you guys so much. I will see you next Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Stay safe. Have a great Mother's Day weekend and a great week following. I will see you guys then. Bye.